I'm pretty sure a lot of people love Artisan mousepads. I mean, pro players use it, gamers use it as well, you know, enthusiasts or mousepad enthusiasts. Boardsy approves of it. I mean, I like it too because, you know, the premium quality, the pour-on base, the glide, the feel, the different textures. It's just too perfect. The problem with the Artisan mousepad is that it's just so fucking expensive. Like too expensive. It's just too much, you know? I mean, but I mean, I do own one. I do own the Artisan Zero, and it's really great. Like I've been using it for the longest time. I hit Immortal with it, and I've been using it for my games, but something just doesn't feel right, you know? But obviously, what about for the budget gamers out there? What if they also want to own an Artisan mousepad? Well, what if I told you that you can get something similar, heck, maybe even better, for half the price? Let's talk about the Gosu Gaming Gear Yoso Series. Back then, I did a review for the Daiki. I've also made a review for the Ananke. If you guys haven't spotted those videos, link in the description down below, or maybe just click somewhere here. I've tackled how much of a competitive edge the Daiki and the Ananke have, and they've also produced a bunch of mousepads like the Prisma. Those are kind of catered a little bit to certain niches of mousepad enthusiasts, but nothing that's kind of giving a balance for competitive edge. I mean, sure, maybe a super high-speed mousepad could probably give you the competitive edge, but I mean, there are also some flaws into it, right? That doesn't go for the Daiki and the Ananke. The Daiki gave this balanced feel. It had a really, really good bottom base, which was rubber, and it was very tight. And you also have the Ananke, which is catered for all of those control freaks that want a little bit of step up on their game other than, you know, like the very crazy Aqua Control pad. Yeah, I'm looking at you, X-Ray pad. Aqua Control 2? That shit hurt my wrist so bad, I'm telling you. So Gosu Gaming Gears released the Yoso series, and the background of this is that they've always wanted to create something that's similar, or maybe even better than the Artisan Zero. And of course, at an affordable price. I mean, also the local market has a bunch of local mousepads, but none of them have really lived up to the standard of some certain people where it's enough for them to be used in competitive edge. But right now, Gosu Gaming Gears did show up a lot with the Daiki and the Ananke, and now, of course, the Yoso series. So the Yoso series has two mousepads. Yoso, I'm guessing it was translated to elements. And so one is called Bull, which is translated into fire in Hangul, and one is called Odum, which is darkness. And both of these mousepads come in at 490 by 410 millimeters and at 4 millimeters thick. So same as the Artisan. I know a lot of people don't see the difference between 3 millimeters and 4 millimeters, but then when you grab the mousepad and then you can see how a soft mousepad or a mid mousepad comes into play, the thickness kind of matters. So now that they have the 4 millimeters, they actually developed a new base. Now, if you've seen my Daiki and Ananke review, I've always given praise to the way the rubber was built, and they've been really adamant about it not being moved. Like, you know, being able to, if you have low sense, you know, you're grazing your mousepad all over the place, and then what if your mousepad just slightly moves, right? That's really not a good thing. So with the construction of their rubber base, it made sure that these mousepads really don't move, no matter what surface they're in. And right now, for the Yoso series, they've actually developed a pour-on base. Considering that the thickness is 4 millimeters, this gives you an avenue for it to be soft or medium, just like the Artisan. But here's the thing. What if you've never actually touched an Artisan? What if you don't know what the feeling of a soft mousepad is? Or what if you don't like the soft mousepad? What if you like the mid, but it's kind of too hard? Or what if you're just like me? I like the soft, but it's too soft. I also like the mid, but it's too hard. Where do you find the balance in that? So the pour-on base actually comes in between soft and mid. So it's kind of flexible for anyone that would want to, you know, get such mousepad, whether it be the Bull or the Odum, which we'll be discussing in a bit. We've seen pour-on bases in GGG Gears mousepads. We've seen it in the LGG Saturn, and they're known for it to be really, really sticky and not move a lot, especially if you're a low-sense player like me. Not just that, they also have very clean stitching. It's not that flush with the edge of the mousepad, just like what you would expect from an Artisan. So obviously you'd know where the edge was, but it's not as excessive as how you would see other mousepads where, you know, you can feel the bump, especially when you try to put your entire arm onto the mousepad, right? The design aspect is really, really nice. You have both logos, the Bull and the Odum, on the bottom right. And it's not like the Artisan where it is imprinted onto the pad itself. It actually has a different texture. So yeah, you just gotta be careful of that if you end up rotating your mousepad for some reason. I don't know, you weirdo. So let's get into the specifics of the first mousepad, the Bull. So the Bull which means fire, kind of explains why it's a red print as well, is actually made of polyester fabric material. That means this is somewhat similar to the Hayate Ko, as what Gosu Gaming Gears have said as well. So knowing the Hayate Ko, it's somewhat onto the realm of a control mousepad. So it's not the same as how you would with a very, very rough texture. So the glide of any mice, like, I mean, maybe you could see from the examples that I have here. I'm using basic PTFE skates here. So you can see how fast it already spins around. And the initial friction obviously is not that bad. It's very freely, it's very loose, it's very fast. The first time I've actually tried it, it is similar to the Hayate Otsu, but obviously it's clearer than the Hayate Ko. I'm sorry, I don't really own the Hayate Otsu or the Ko because I don't like control pads, because it's just not what I'm used to. But obviously from the first time I've tried it, it was obviously fast, right? And I enjoyed it. And from trying Hayate Otsus before, it gave me the same premium feeling. I'm essentially unbiased here because obviously I'd love the local scene to succeed, but at the same time, I do value quality and I know when to call out if this is just cheap shit. This is not cheap shit, all right? When I've tried the bull, right? So funny. When I've tried the bull, the initial thought that crossed my mind is, wow, I am not overshooting. I am not over flicking. Everything seems so fast. I am able to respond to my flicks more. Everything is more accurate and everything's controlled. So meaning when I do glide my mouse across the pad in a very, very fast manner, it doesn't get to a point where I jitter, or rather I feel like I'm actually not hitting where I wanted the mouse to go. But it's also endorsed that this mousepad is for those that have high sensitivity. So if you're looking for tracking, precision, accuracy, and control, this is probably the best bet for you. So if you're to ask me, Dorgi, you do not have a Hayate Otsu, you don't know how it feels. Dorgi, you do not have a Hayate Ko, you don't know how it feels. How is this better than the Artisan? Why are you telling me that this is way better? It's not. You're capping. Well, I only have one response. This is the price of the Hayate Ko. This is the price of the Gosu Gaming Gears Bull. Next, we have the Odum, right? Which is my personal favorite. The Odum is catered for low sense. This is somewhat similar to the Artisan Zero. And again, I was an Artisan Zero enthusiast. I love the Artisan Zero, and I've gotten the Artisan Zero Soft. I've always loved it. I love the control. I love the speed that I get. And now we have this. So the Odum is made of an uncoated cloth fabric material, and like I said, it is similar to the speed and control that you would get from the Artisan Zero. So the initial friction is obviously very aggressive. It is a cloth mousepad too. So this is somewhat of a slow mousepad, completely different from the Bull. And if you want to see a comparison of both of these mousepads, here you go. You can already see that the glide for the Bull is way faster compared to what you would get from the Odum. Now, you would ask me, what would this be for? Right? Obviously, speed is king. Obviously, control. If you have speed and control from the Bull, why would you get this? Well, this is catered for people like me that has low sensitivity, and micro control or micro adjustment, especially in games like Valorant or CSGO, are very, very important. You know, crosshair adjustment, you know, spray controls, aim adjustment, or any of the sort. But this just means that you have a more controlled feel, and at the same time, it doesn't get too muddy. Now, obviously, most of the problem that you would get from some mousepads, especially the Artisan Zero, is muddiness. Again, if you've watched my review of the Gosu Gaming Gears Ananke and the Daiki, their mousepads, or rather, Gosu Gaming Gears' mousepad is literally, oh, what is humidity? Humidity does not exist. I've actually tested this in the heat of the Philippines, and I don't know if you guys saw the news, but we've actually reached an all-time high in our heat index. We've reached 53 degrees here in Manila, and not to mention how toxic it is and how humid it is here. It is revolting. I hate it. But anyways, that doesn't stop the Gosu Gaming Gears. That didn't stop the Gosu Gaming Gears Yoso series from being consistent. And that's probably the best takeaway that I can get from the Gosu Gaming Gears series, where 100% of their mousepads function well, no matter what the circumstances are. So even if you're just using your fan and you're sweating all over, it's not gonna affect the mousepad at all. So why do I speak highly of the Odum? You know, I've been looking for mousepads that doesn't necessarily make me want to spend this amount of money. So far, I haven't seen anything in the market that actually catered to what I needed. I actually had no comments about the entire surface of the Odum. It just feels great into the arm. It's the quality and the feel is great. The pour on base is amazing. The The softness is spot on. It's just right in the balance of soft and mid. I had no comments. I just loved it. Then again, this is also under my opinion. It's not like, oh, just get the Odom and not the Bull. Hey, maybe you like the control more. Get the Bull. So in conclusion, both the Bull and the Odom offer top-tier performance and quality with a very affordable price. So with all of this taken into account, how dare I say that this is better than the Artisan series? Or why is this the Artisan killer? Well, then again, it's ultimately my preference. Heck, the whole experience might actually be different. Could be you have heavier mice. Why are you still using heavier mice? Or you have different skates that, you know, maybe just fit your mouse pad. But think about this. Spending on the Artisan that has roughly the same price as a brand new mouse is still absolutely absurd to me. I understand that quality comes at a price, and of course, no doubt, the Artisan Zero's quality is just wow, spot on. It's great. But that doesn't mean you can't find something else that's similar, and like I said, maybe even better, for half the price. Both of these mousepads come at an affordable price of $35. Now, the Artisan series or Artisan mousepads are roughly $50. So the do you know what I could get with $15 here in the Philippines? 2 to 3 sacks of rice. I can get one favorite Valorant skin, although I don't really endorse buying virtual skins. But don't ask me how much I've spent on Valorant. Thank you. You can buy a desk mat. You can buy new shirts. You can buy shorts. Something else that would have been better in spending and still maintaining a competitive advantage. So why would I spend the $15 extra for? Can you tell me? I've always had the Artisan Zero in my rotation, right? I've always used it. I've always enjoyed it. I've always spoken highly of it. But sometimes it can get overwhelming, especially when it comes to a point that, shit, I spent $50 on this mousepad and I'm still bronze 1. Now, what if broke individuals like me want to have a competitive advantage as well and at the same time enjoy gaming? I know I have the Artisan Zero and I know I have the Artisan Zero, but I essentially am broke, okay? I'm broke. Again, this might differ from your experience to mine, but you wouldn't know unless you've tried, right? All I'm saying is that this mousepad series gives budget gamers that want to up their competitive advantage the opportunity to dive into premium quality mousepads without breaking my wallet, or my bank, or my savings, or my credit card, or my cash on hand, or my Gcash. So if you've made it this far to this video, you might ask me, where can I get this? Well, you can actually get this at Gosu Gaming Gears Facebook page, which is at Gosu Gaming Gears PH, or you can find this at Shopee or Lazada under Rotobox. I'll be leaving the links in the description below. So yeah, you want that Radiant? It's probably time to up your gameplay with the new Gosu Gaming... I'm not doing that. I'm sorry. So that's it for the Gosu Gaming Gears Yoso series. Again, huge shout out to Gosu Gaming Gears, Sir Kevin, for sending these my way to test out. If you have suggestions on what mousepad you want me to review next, or what else to compare to, feel free to leave them in the comments down below. Or if there's anything that I might have missed and you directly want to talk to me, I also stream on Twitch, so you can find me there because I'm probably using these anyway. So yeah, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more of these. Till next time.